Alright, so this is my 15-year-old, about 15 years old fig tree I got off Craigslist a long time ago. Don't know what this strain is. The person I got it from said that they had supposedly gotten it from Greece or something. But this past, year I got really into gardening and permaculture and learned about, Harvey, and so I ordered 30 varieties of figs and grafted them all onto this tree. I think about, maybe 25 or so took. I had a few failures. What I basically did was I tried to graft the top half of each cutting he sent and tried to root the bottom half. All in all, majority of both techniques took. I think the grafting was a little more successful, but I guess I just wanted to show the world that it was possible and just show off my tree basically. So I have, let's just go through these, see if I can find them all. It's kind of hard to see through all these leaves now that summer's here and they've leafed out, but I think I started these in about, February, or sometime not too long after Harvey sent out his cuttings. We have a Nero 600M. Let's see what else we got here. This one was a failure, I think. We have Anjeer torki. It's got some little figs coming. What else? Ooh, Italian 258. Successful. What is this? Ronde de Noir. Successful. GM 125. What else we have here? Don't want to miss any. Here we have, I think this one was another Italian 258 that I actually only did a few weeks ago, but it's taken. Bordissot, blanca, negra. There. Morocco altar 23. Some figs forming already. I think that one's similar to like a brown turkey or something. So Pingo de Mel, I think a Portuguese variety. Oh, this one was a failure, I guess. This was a Genovese Nero. Let's see. We have another Barada. I think that's sounds Portuguese or something. I don't really know. This one was a failure. Bardacik. Yeah. You can see where the groove is. Here we have red Israel, I believe. See that? Oh no, Princesa. Supposedly a favorite of Mr. Pond's. This one's the red Israel. Successful. Oh, this one was a failure. I think this one was another Italian 258 or pulled it down. This one looks like it was a failure. Might have something popping out there. Let's see. Ooh, one of my ones I'm most excited about. Yellow long neck. This one's super vigorous. It was one of the first to root, or not root, to take. And it's already put on a bunch of growth. It's got a fig forming, healthy looking leaves. Here we go. Mersin mutt. Another, I think, Turkish variety. It seems to have some sort of, fig mosaic virus or something going on. I don't know if it looks the same way from the top. Down under here, in the canopy, you can see Sangue dolce. It's growing. This one failed. It's like Calvert. And this green is from below the graft. Let's see. Anyways, this it's been in this pot for 15 years. I never really gave this fig tree the attention it needed and barely water it, but survive. Most years I'd only get a few figs and they'd be dry or something because I didn't fertilize it. But once I learned about permaculture, I figured I should diversify, get some grafts on it. Started to just look around for like places I could find free grafts, but it was just for free scion, and it was just too much headache. So I learned about Harvey's deal and was like, okay, I'm just gonna get them all and then maybe trades for some other varieties later. But yeah, so in the base of the pot I planted strawberries, some grapes even, so it's kind of like a permaculture and a container garden, permaculture garden, I guess. But let's see what else. We got some more grafts in here. This is ooh, Bella Roca. Now we've come back around. We're over at the Col de Dome. Ooh, Gulbun. Sounds Turkish. I figured, when I was trying to decide what varieties to get, I would get basically ones that would be good for my climate in Southern California. So, I had to go for the best tasting ones as reviewed by Ross and some other streamers or YouTubers. But I figured I got a lot of the $5 ones off Harvey, so I kind of leaned more towards Middle Eastern, obviously varieties that are from hotter climates. So we'll see how it works out. Some more I haven't. Oh, here's unknown pastiliere. And then in the center of the tree there's some other varieties. I know there's a lemon in here. And a few others I'm sure I'm missing. I can't find. Let's see. Yeah, the lemon is up here. The ones at the top of the tree are hardest for me to find. Yeah, so here's lemon. Excel. Yep. And then, so I guess I'll show you guys. I don't know if anyone's ever going to see this, but I guess I'll show you guys what I did with the bottom halves. Cuttings, I think. This is my pond. There's just the whole garden. But, oh yeah, there's Socorro black over there I missed. Cucumbers, I made these beds, a few months ago, and I brought in free mulch from LA Free Mulch, city of LA. And then anyway, so these tomatoes are new, but then down here you can see all the grafts that I've planted. For example, here's Socorro black. Oh, Fico Pesca de Oro. So this one I actually lost. This is one of the only varieties that I lost both the cutting that I tried to root and the graft that I tried to graft. That one was kind of painful. There's Red Israel, the Violet Sepor. I think that one's took on the graft somewhere on the tree, but I don't know, maybe it failed. Couldn't find it today. Pingo de Mel, Gulbun, lemon. Yeah, I did like the easy low
effort type of grafted cutting. Yes, I just stuck these in the soil, GM 125, and they pretty much all took. There's a grape. I literally just broke a stem off of a grapevine I saw on a walk in the neighborhood and stuck in the dirt here, and it grew. And then I have some other varieties over here. These ones failed. Barada and Princesa. See, Princesa took on the graft, so I still have a variety, but it failed in the cutting, so I guess I kind of hedged my bets. Here we have Genovese Nero, Excel. This one failed. Medici Historic Reserve number 3. Okay, this one actually also failed at my graft too, so that's kind of a bummer. Unknown pastiliere. Looks, I don't know if it's just, looks like yellow, but like there's this one right next to it under basically the exact same conditions, but different colored leaves. So, I don't know. It looks kind of sporadic. I don't know, nitrogen deficiency or something. And this one seems fine. So. Victoria, oh yeah, there's a Victoria over there that I know that graft took. Didn't see it today. Bardacik, so that graft failed, but we have the cutting here. Excel, Genovese Nero. Did I mention? Yeah, these two failed. Barada and Princesa, Medici Source number 3. Melanzana, oh yeah, that one took on the graft. Over there, this little black cherry tomato I just planted the other day. Mersin mutt, Sangue dolce, yellow long neck. Oh, and then this one's kind of getting overtaken by this HM. But this one is a Nero 600M. Okay, and then there's an Italian 376. This one, the Cold Noir cutting failed. Yeah. But all in all, I think I only lost a few varieties completely. I guess I can take you guys on a tour of the rest of the, you can see the overall view of the tree. It's looking, pretty good. When I brought it back, it was, it's like it was dying every year for the past 10 years, but this year I, installed drip irrigation and fertilized it, pruned it, and then, did the grafts, and it's looking good. Probably introduced a bunch of different strains of fig mosaic virus from all the cuttings that got put onto it, but hopefully it's not too much for it to handle. You can see all those. So I plan on, obviously you can see some strawberries. I plan on having the grapes grow up the trunk and then maybe connecting to this pergola structure or whatever this is, and therefore like shading this whole area. You can see this is kind of like my herb garden bed. There's some tomatoes I just have in pots, but strawberries, cilantro, 2 types of mint, some sages, California native sages, oregano, rosemary, thyme, some random succulents. It's kind of a mess back here, but pomegranate tree I planted a long time ago. Never really, watered it enough, but probably in the next, year or two, now that I have the drip, I'll start producing. Watermelon, red sage, salvia, apiana, another tomato, Some succulents. Oh yeah, bought a passion fruit vines just a few weeks ago. It's already growing. All these pots have grapes. Probably about six or so cuttings. Literally, just sticks I took, branches I took off of dormant grapevines, and just stuck in some free mulch from City of LA free mulch, and then they took. And now I'm gonna have like 25 grape varieties. Some of them are ornamental grapes, I think, like California native grape, Rogers Red. And so their grapes aren't, that edible, but they look nice, and I can always graft, edible or better tasting grapes onto them. This peach, I think it grew from a seed. I just threw it back here a long time ago. Didn't do anything for 3 years. This year, now that I've had the drip, it's exploding in growth. Plan on, once the new growth goes hard or becomes hardwood, probably want to graft like stone fruits onto it, every kind I can get my hands on. Would love to trade with anyone that watches this. Peaches, plums, apricots, nectarines, whatever I can graft onto it. I plan on grafting a different variety onto every single branch. See some more grapes in there, some strawberries, planted artichokes, planted these this year from little starts I bought from the nursery, and already got some artichokes for me. Yeah, you can see kind of the bed here. Another sage, leucophylla, or some kind of hybrid or something. Here's the upper pond. Basically, water comes out of the lower, bigger pond, runs up here, and it goes back down this little stream. Some fish. There's a red-eared slider in there. Another little tomato. Sticky Monkey Flower, California native. So that's it. If anyone has any, cuttings or scion wood they'd like to trade for, basically, whether that be grapes, figs, any kind of edible, pomegranate, peach, plum, anything. I'd like to do some big trades, like 10 cuttings for 10 cuttings or something, or 20 for 20, 30 for 30. Literally, obviously it's summer now, but in the winter, I'd like to trade for basically anything I can get my hands on. I'd like to diversify, have different flavors. I'm getting into permaculture, so what can be more permaculture than just diversifying? So yeah, if anyone ever sees this, let me know. Oh, citrus. I have some oranges. I have navel orange again. I didn't do anything with for. I have some green onions and stuff down here. Like onions. I literally just bought some onions from a market, planted them, and they grew. Well, they're technically the little. What are they called? The little tiny onions. Little jalapeno. I put two plants in each bed, basically. Pepper, and then something vine underneath it. So I think that was cucumber. I just planted this Mexican sour griffin the other day, but I'm assuming that's going to take off soon. Here I have a watermelon with some strawberries in it. I just got this avocado the other day, Forte. It's got a cucumber plant on the base. And here we have a navel orange. It's looking great. It was dying every year for the past 10 years, like I mentioned. Everything was back here. And now that it's got the drip, it's got some niche green growth. Heat is really going to make it start popping
leaves and hopefully some will blossom soon and then fruit. So I think you can see one green orange back there. There, oh yeah. Yep. So, yeah, I would love to graft, 20 varieties of pomegranates onto this thing and all different, I don't know how different pomegranates can be, but I like to have a variety regardless. There was some lettuce and like random potatoes actually growing under this tree during the winter, but I think they just died back and it's been too hot. Yeah, actually, it's kind of weird. I got into permaculture and, read about figs, and I've literally not even eaten a fresh fig in like 3 years. And I spent $300 on Scion from Harvey, but I don't know. I figured I could get, 30 varieties. If I was successful, then it'd be worth it for the flavors and for life, and if I wanted to trade, I'll trade. And, so, is it kind of crazy? Probably. But, whatever. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see this one earlier. Hative argentuil. Supposedly tastes like cherries or something. Yep. So there's a bunch in here. You can see this Socorro black back there. Actually. Socorro black. That one's kind of weird. It's growing a fig, but there's no growth coming off it. So I don't know if that means once the fig ripens and I pick it, obviously, is that just going to be a non graft or a non-take? There isn't going to be any green growth, or I don't know. We'll see. All right. Thanks for watching.